Hello and welcome back to Factorio. We are in exotic industries. Our factory is growing. We have been putting down increasingly large amounts of perimeter defenses. Every now and again I shoot something with the perimeter defenses. It destroys a tree which goes nuclear and the whole map lights up, which is all quite exciting. We've done a round of artillery range, which has pushed our fighters away a little bit, but not much. I've also started tapping some resources between episodes. I'm going to continue doing that. I may make a montage of tree clearing and mine building. I haven't really decided yet. But what I promised we would do today is, let's go to Zalem. Okay, what I promised we would do today is look at... Oh, we have some problems. Sorry. Squirrel. We are low on drill fluid. Okay, so drill fluid is on our to-do list. It's been on there for since the beginning of time. Let's move all the way down to there. Sorry, for some reason I picked things off the bottom of the list rather than off the top. Alright, drill fluid is the next build we need to build. But we're not doing that today because today we are going to look at nuclear fusion. I've been meaning to look at this for a very long time, but there's always been something else which has been not so much more interesting, but more pressing. So we're going to look at it. So this is a thermonuclear fusion reactor. I'm not sure where the best place to build this is because I don't know how big the build will get. Okay, so this has fuel 1, fuel 2. I have no idea what any of this does. So, okay, so it seems like I can pick a fuel 1 and then it picks a fuel 2 for me. So heated proteum and heated lithium 6. This is deuterium and lithium 6. This is tritium and deuterium. Helium 3 and deuterium, lithium 6 and heated deuterium. Okay, it seems like there's two different temperature options and two different injection rates. So I honestly have no idea what's going on here. But it does seem like we can get just stupid amounts of power out of one of these things if we are doing it correctly. Okay, let's take this out and put it down again, and we're just going to work with the defaults first time round. Okay, so what does this do? So I would need to feed this with deuterium and tritium. And with liquid lead coolant, I would get out liquid lead at a higher temperature, which then I assume I put through some kind of liquid lead cooling to extract power. I'm guessing the power doesn't actually come from this reactor. Let's have a look. Let's hover over it. So it has a minimal power consumption of 413 megawatt. And 13 megawatt is its minimum consumption. Okay, so this kind of requires half of one of my other reactors to work at max consumption. It uses half a gigawatt, give or take. So there's no way I can end up with a situation where I have a chain of reactors, fusion reactors, fission reactors. So this is going for now to have to be its own build. Let's look at the liquid coolant. So is it always the same amount of coolant? 100 units of coolant. 150. 190. Okay, so let's have a look at what the proteum options are. I can't set both fuels to proteum. Okay, because obviously we have some proteum. I'm wondering if there's some process for turning proteum into... Okay, what can we do with proteum? We can make heated proteum. And we have deuterium tritium breeding. Okay. So, okay. So we haven't yet unlocked the recipes for deuterium and for tritium. All right. So I think at the moment the only thing we can do with any volume is the proteum recipe. For that, we need lithium-6. So how do we make lithium-6? Okay, so lithium-6. Have I done the wrong one? I don't want the heated lithium-6. I just want the... Okay, how do we make lithium-6? Okay, so we have one recipe that takes charged neutron containers and produces a mix of lithium-6 and lithium-7. And another one that's so this one is mostly lithium-7. So 8 lithium-7s and 2 lithium-6s. This one is 7% lithium-6, 93% lithium-7. Okay, so we're going to need some kind of... This uses lithium crystals. They both this is a process for turning lithium-7 into lithium-6. This is a process for turning lithium crystals into a mix of lithium-6 and 7. Okay, so this looks like we need a lithium chain. So let's assume we were going to run this process. We need 10 lithium-6 every 1 second. Okay, because this involves chains, me with my addled brain can't do chains. So we're going to use Factory Planner. So I want to make 10 lithium-6. Actually, I want to make heated lithium-6. And I want to make 10 units of that per second. That is 600 a minute. Okay, so we get lithium-6 by heating lithium. So that just takes 2 plasma heaters. That's pretty good. That sounds like a sensible number. Okay, so for that we need some lithium-6. And we can get it from this recipe from lithium. But this lithium recipe has side products. Okay, let's turn the matrix solver on. Factorio Planner won't deal with product cycles if you have the traditional solver on, so you have to flick it onto the matrix solver. Okay, and then you always have to choose something that it could make more of to try and fix the cycle. Okay, so this would require 27 charged canisters a minute, which is quite a lot. But only 6 lithium a minute to produce 600 heated lithium. So that sounds pretty good. And let's have a look at what these are. So an oil refinery, let's use an advanced refinery. For reasons I do not understand, we use an oil refinery to do this process of producing lithium from lithium crystals. Go figure. But it looks like very few machines are needed, so we can probably build something that is overscaled, which will provide us with all the lithium we will need for the rest of the game. So let's do that. Can we add any productivity modules to any of these things? No, we can't. Can we add productivity modules here? Nope. And here? No. Okay, so this is a productivity-free process, which is a shame, but I guess if there are cycles and you can add productivity, then you can mint new material out of thin air, which is, you know, rude, I guess. This lithium, I'm assuming we will heat the lithium by the reactor. Okay, let's take that back. Okay, so if we're doing the... yeah, the heaters don't have a recipe as such. They... we're going to need heat-stable pipes. Let's move it one over just for neatness. Okay, so this will heat our lithium. We need something to heat our proteum. How much proteum does this say it needs? The same. So that's going to be the same build here, I think, for the proteum. All right. So I'm wondering if we'll end up with a heated lead economy, where we have multiple of these reactors with different inputs, but where they basically all produce heated lead at some rate, and then that heated lead all goes into a single pool of lead cooling electricity extractors. That's a possibility, I guess. Which means we probably need a cold lead sink source somewhere. So we're going to have a lead hot-cold cycling and then inject in the missing lead. Okay, so let's leave this aside from... No, actually, let's build this. Okay, so this lithium thing, we could put it anywhere. I think I'm going to build it in this module. There's nowhere in particular it has to be, but I think maybe I'm going to reserve these slots by train stations for things that... Who am I kidding? We're not really using trains for anything except moving ores. So, and this is not going to be our smelting block. This is going to be our rocket launching block. So who cares? Okay, I'm going to run over to one of the corners, and then that keeps our lithium generation out the way. It looks like for the foreseeable future this is going to be all the lithium we could ever want or need. Okay, so we need one of these and one of these, and let's do a quick ratio of these out. Okay, so it looks like... What's going on? Okay, this has two products. This deals with one of them. Sorry, so this is slightly out of ratio. One question we could ask is, if I, instead of want 600, want 6,000. Okay, we would still only need 0.6 of the refineries to do the lithium crystal processing. Okay, so that kind of tells us how the build will work. And if this was running at that stupid production of 6K lithium, what... It's only 60 lithium crystals. that correct? Yeah, it's still only 60 lithium crystals. So this can be very easily fed. 60 lithium a minute. There you are. Let's set a recipe on this so I don't forget. That's lithium there. Good. No doubt we'll find out that 60 lithium a minute is a stupid amount to generate, and we'll have to revisit our lithium generation. But for now, who cares? All right, so this has two outputs, a lithium 6 and a lithium 7. It's mostly lithium 7. All right, then this takes charged containers. It inputs the lithium 7. Okay, so what I need to do first of all is separate out the lithium 7 from the lithium 6 inputs. The icons are a little bit confusing. Lithium 7 is the one with 2 red dots, and lithium 6 has 2 red dots, and 7 has 1. I'm just going to have to... I think this is the lithium 6 output here. Okay. So I think I'm just going to put the lithium 6 out. Not into a fluid wagon. Okay, that's exported our lithium 6. The lithium 7, I'm going to double check this. Yeah, the lithium 7 is what we need to process. And I think these machines can be stacked. Okay, so what's the thing here? Okay, so I could either stack them several deep, but that's probably going to be... The idea is one of them would take in a load of lithium 7. It would spit out a bit of lithium 6 and some lithium 7. I need the lithium 7 to then go back into the pipe network to be consumed. I'm just not sure the right way to do this. That would be space compact. Okay. We can always do this, but then the inputs and the outputs are... Okay, so the intuition behind this is we can have a pipe going up and a pipe going down. So this is getting rid of our lithium 6, which is the stuff we want to get rid of. Okay, and then we could take something like this here, but flip. There we are. Okay, and then can I put another one of those here? Okay, in the factory planner for the completely over volume build, we needed 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Another way to do it would be to put them... Alright, let's try again. So what if we had... this. And just ran a pipe down. Okay. So then the problem is these things. They all need to be connected somehow. Okay. I find this kind of pipe spaghetti quite challenging. Right, so that deals with that. We could run these pipes like that. Then we would need some way to get the lithium 7 into those pipes, but clearly we can stack these. So that is 6. We left a space between them. Shall I just run the pipe all the way down the middle? Okay, so that's 12 of them, which is so overkill that it's not funny. That ties in there nicely. I'm just making these pipes join. And then I think... Yep. We just need to do... May as well join up 2 of them. Okay, that's not the right one. It's this one. Come out 3, I guess. Okay, and I'm going to do the same this side just for symmetry's sake. It may not be good from a fluid mechanics point of view, but I think it's good for the build. All right, so let's see if we can get this powered up. Okay, disconnect that. This has actually done its job for once. Right. So there and there. Didn't do its job here. There and there. Is that the best we can do? I think it is the best we can do. It needs a tag to say lithium 6. Okay. And I can add a truck. So this should be our lithium 6 production to end game. If it's not, we can stamp down a second copy. Okay, then the next thing is we need a proteum. In fact, while we are here, I can put in a requester for lithium 6. There we go. And put a truck in. Then I can put... Does this fit? Oh, we're 1 tile off. How annoying. Oh, right. Well, that's just unacceptable. Let's grab this. We're going to turn the thing sideways. Oh, will we run into the same problem again? Is this an odd-even problem? It is an odd-even problem. Okay, we'll do it this way. Yeah, this can use normal pipes. Okay. I can't draw in a straight line. So this is the lithium input. This is lithium. This is the heated proteum input. So this is proteum. There we go. Now we are making proteum somewhere in, probably not at the volumes we need. We're making it somewhere here. Here we are. Okay. So we have 20k of proteum. So we are fine for now for proteum. This build may be completely inappropriate for later in the game, but it will do for now. So as I understand it, all we need now is the lead. Now, I'm going to use heat-resistant pipes just out of principle for this. And then, are we actually centered vertically? Let's just take this and double check. Yeah, we're just one tile off being centered. Okay. So then, assuming we can put this in a truck, I'm not sure. How much heated lead does this make? 30 liquid lead in 1 second. Well, let's start off by boxing it. And we will see if that works. It may not. My computer is being really glitchy. Not quite sure what's going on. Okay, and then this needs to be a fluid. Okay, it may explode the trucks, but how else will we know unless we try it? I'm just trying to figure out what's taking up all our CPU. Yeah, honestly, I can't find out why my computer keeps glitching. So, I don't know, it's just first world problems, isn't it? When your PC glitches and you can't figure out why. Apparently it's OBS. Weird. I've never really had OBS be a problem like that before. I did, however, do a kernel update recently, so maybe that's the problem. Alright, so this would need powering. Like that. Okay. And that's done, I think. So this needs to request liquid lead. And I don't know where that would be, so I'm going to search it. Okay, liquid lead coolant. Okay, so then we're going to have probably two sources of liquid lead. One is going to be from something which is words, all the words. One source of liquid lead is going to be some primary liquid lead maker, and the other one's going to be from cooling the liquid lead. Okay. So, may as well do the liquid lead primary production up here. Okay, so liquid lead coolant is made with nitric acid and molten lead. Molten lead is made in an arc furnace. And I have 3 recipes, but the simplest one takes pure lead. So I think what I can do is we should have a lead plate making module somewhere that makes... We should have lead making basically already in somewhere. There's flashing lights because we are still having trouble making modules because we're still a resource bound. Okay, here we are. So this is making pure lead by washing lead, and then that goes and turns into lead ingots. Okay. So I think I want this to be a self-contained module. So I want to do this. Okay, so let's math this out. So lead coolant, I want to produce, it was in here, wasn't it? It was a funny looking fluid. There it is. So I want to produce liquid lead coolant. I want to produce 100 a minute. Just, I'm picking random numbers out of the sky. Okay. So liquid coolant. Okay, it uses nothing of, all right, let's increase this from 100 to 1000. I want to get something where we get actual numbers. Okay, so it looks like if I set this to, if that's 0.4, 1000 is 0.4, 2000 is 0.8, 2200, is that right? Okay, 2250. All right. So that's going to produce some dirty water. That's not my primary problem. We will wash that. Nitric acid we're going to import. The molten lead we are going to get from pure lead. The pure lead we are going to get from lead purification. And the dirty water, let's put this on. The dirty water, we are going to do the lead extraction recipe to cycle it within our build. We're going to need some nitric acid, which we will import because nitric acid gets used in a ton of ore-related processes. This all looks pretty good, doesn't it? Do I want an advanced centrifuge? I'm just wondering, we only have one and one of these, and one of these, and one of these. So this is a tiny build, which means we can do it all in one module. I think this is the last thing we're going to build today. So we would have one of these, which is washing the lead. We would have... So what does this one do? This takes in lead and produces clean lead. This and produces dirty water. This takes in water and lead chunks and produces pure lead. So this is pure... this is... I'm just going to have to pause. We have somebody at the... and back. So we need to set up a loop here. I think we've done something similar in other builds. Okay, so this is going to take the raw lead chunks. It's going to produce pure lead. The effluent will then also be turned back into pure lead. So we have pure lead here and pure lead here. Good. And then this requires an input of water, but that's not really an issue. Let's take that. And do I want it this way around? I think maybe... Yeah, I think maybe I want it this way around. I had to do it like that because we can't rotate these buildings, unfortunately. All right. So this is our unit. Then once we have the pure lead, we then stick it through an arc furnace like this. Okay, and then that's a hot fluid, so we need to use hot pipes. And then that goes into one of these to make the hot lead. Okay, and it needs some nitric acid. And, oh, it makes some more dirty water. That's good, so we can shove that dirty water back into the dirty water loop. So I think this is basically our build. Whoops. I managed to slide the building on top of myself. Okay, so this has a nitric acid input, a dirty water output, which I think we can do with an underground. Good. A water input, which we'll deal with in a moment, and a nitric acid input, which can come from over this side. Is there anything else here? No, I think that is it. I'm just looking at this recipe. This really is the entire build, isn't it? And this was to produce 2.2 K of liquid lead, which a minute. Okay, and this 1.8 K. So this is already more lead than we need. All right. So I've got no idea how much we're going to need to scale this. So I'm going to build it so that we could, although to be honest, if we were scaling, we would probably end up using modules at some point. But I think we could possibly fit 2 of these on the basis that there is no kill like overkill. And then do I want it this way around? Or the other way around? I think I want it this way around. Let's put it there. Alright, and then we're going to sort out the pipes. Alright, so this is the hot stuff, so I need to use hot pipes. Okay. Yeah, this is absolutely massively more lead than we need currently, but it is guaranteed to be sufficient for our needs for quite a while, I think. Okay, so that's going to dump out lead to our network. Then I guess we can put down an icon here. For cool lead. Okay, I don't know if it needs to be in a hot pipe. Yeah, I think cooling lead is still quite hot, isn't it? It said maybe it was 500 versus 1,000, so I'm going to use the pipe anyway, because it, you know, worst case scenario. Right, then we need to deal with water. Sorry, my brain couldn't use my mouth and my mouse at the same time there. Offshore pumps are down here. Okay, so that's the water. I think time to power this up. Okay. Is that the whole thing? Wow, that's my first build, I think, where a single substation did the entire build. All right, how are we doing? So this is nitric acid, which we can request in. And nitric acid is under here somewhere. Maybe not. No. There we are. That's nitric acid. I've got no idea in this mod pack why various things are in various places. It makes no sense to me. All right, and then this is going to be lead, raw lead. Lead chunks. Good. All right. I guess this is kind of the wrong way around, isn't it? put that there. Put that there. Okay. Then can I move this out? Yes, I can. Good. All right. Then how much does this need to input? It's one pure... Sorry. Is this the right... This is the purification recipe. This is the lead recipe. All right. We will get there. Okay, so how much does this need? This needs 5 lead chunks in 1 second. So that is essentially none. Okay, let's move this back one more tile just for aesthetics. There's no good reason other than aesthetics. There's also no good reason why I'm using a stack inserter. Alright, so that there doesn't fit because of belts. That does though. Good. Let's put a couple of trucks in there. It's only a little bit of lead, but right, how's this working? Okay, so this has produced lots of lithium-6. And no, what's this produced? A lot of lithium-7. Why have these not done anything? Because they needed charged neutron containers. I totally forgot about those. Okay, so this build is useless because I don't have the charged containers. Okay, let's fix this super quick because I'm aware we've already run for a while today. Okay. Let's cut that off and see if we can fix it. Right. No, it needs, the whole thing needs to be one single system of pipes. Okay. Let's rethink this. Okay. Let's imagine we had a belt. Okay, so we're going to that would be the simplest arrangement. But it gives us no output for the lithium-6. Okay, so let's... If we had this kind of thing for the lithium-6, then we would need some undergrounds to join them, which means we definitely need at least one more square in the middle of the build. Okay. So perhaps we could use okay, so back to longhand inserters. That works. Yep, that definitely works. I don't know why I cut that rather than pasting it. All right, then... So this unit is joined. Then we need an underground to join it. Okay, so this is 4 of them. That's 8. And what did we decide we needed? Okay, so I can build one of these over here. And no, that clashes. Okay. Can I make this... Yeah, that works, doesn't it? Okay. Right, I was mistaken. We needed more than one substation. Let's unwire that. Actually, take it away. Okay, so then we can have a... logistics request for charged neutron containers. We will request 40 and we'll have 2 of these. I think that's the best we can do here. Okay, and then at the other end we're going to have 2 providers for empty containers. Okay, that will do that. So that's the containers dealt with. Whoops. Okay, so this is the central line, which is the good stuff, the lithium-6. Okay, so that's the stuff that I want to bring out. Here. Okay, so this can go now. I do want it to be 1 higher because I need to join that. Okay, so that's the lithium-6 dealt with. All right. Then the lithium-7 needs dealing with. Okay. I think this is in an inopportune place. Let's move it over 1. Okay, because now I can join all the tops to bottoms. Okay, so now all the top bottoms are joined, but they are not connected side to side. So if I bring this down, okay, so now that's all connected. So now that should be connected. Is that? So this is saying it's the same material. But I think we're okay. Let's power it up and see if that does work. Okay, let's get rid of all these extra connections because they're going to screw things up later. And there we go. Okay, so we have this process running. We have some Neutron containers going onto the belt. Ah, and then we need to take the containers... No, we should be taking the containers off the... I fed the wrong belt. Okay. Is that the one we actually want? Yes, it is. And there. Okay, so I know these are the correct way round. Let's copy those in. Okay, so this should be stably making lithium-6. This should be stably making liquid lead coolant. And this should be what does this have? It has its heated proteum and its heated lithium. It's just waiting on its liquid lead. As I say, this may be a completely crazy way to do this, or maybe I should be piping everything direct. But I quite like the idea of this, because as I go to different combinations of these items, we can put down a new one of these and use some circuit conditions on the quantity of lead in the network to choose which of these to use. So that's a thing. All right, has anything else happened in the meantime that we need to worry about? We don't seem to have any flashing red lights. We've got a decent number of fuel cells, except for these thorium ones. Why is thorium not working? This version of the thorium production works well. We just don't seem to be able to produce very much of it. It gets whisked away immediately. So I'm thinking the solution here is the tried and tested version, where we just stamp down another copy. Yeah, and then we hope that more production means better. Okay, how are we doing now? Do we have everything? No, we're still waiting on liquid lead coolant. So proteum is coming over bit by bit. We have this liquid coolant here. So why... Is this the truck we need? Maybe? No, that's just another proteum truck. Ah! Okay, so it was a fueling issue. So I guess I should set up a little petroleum module in here so that fueling can happen locally. I hadn't really thought about that, but that's an obvious thing now that I've said it out loud. So maybe each of the cities that does any significant production should have its own petroleum. Okay! Wow! Things happened. This is so cool. We are building up our liquid coolant, hot coolant. This reactor is working. So the next step is for us to build out the power generation half of the reactor. Purifier, crystal grower, blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what the machines are. There's a liquid heat exchanger and a high capacity turbine. So yeah, this is the next build, and we will make this an arbitrary size because we are going to be feeding it from trucks from an arbitrary number of reactors. But I am pretty pleased with that. I think maybe we will end up with a design where we have reactors dotted around the center here. I think that might work. God, we really are out of mining drill liquid. So, yeah. Anyway, on that, we have successfully made hot lead, which was a bit of a palaver. I'm very pleased we did it. Next time, we are going to turn that hot lead into electricity, and then maybe look at our mining fluid, drill fluid problem. Till then, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.